The Ultimate Universe in Marvel Comics was set up to modernize the Marvel Universe. It's similar to the Earth 1 series in DC Comics, which is the Superman Earth 1, Batman Earth 1, etc. The Ultimate X-Men consists of Cyclops, Marvel Girl, Colossus, Iceman, Storm, and Beast. They are later joined by Wolverine, and this team are pursuing Xavier's dream of sharing their world with humans. The book has the movie's vibe to it. Everything from the costumes to certain characters to the story arc. For instance, Tomorrow's People seems to me like it was the X-Men, the first X-Men. Second arc that I'll review, X-Men 2. The book's main theme is what does it mean to be human and the right to be treated like a human being. This is at the core what X-Men is about. Mark Millar, the writer for Ultimate X-Men, uses this as a story thread as part of Xavier's phases. The Tomorrow's People opens with us seeing the Sentinels unleashed onto the world, killing mutants on live television. Jean Grey recruits Hank McCoy, Beast, Storm, Aurora Monroe, and Peter Rasputin, Colossus, who join together with Professor Xavier and Cyclops, aka Scott Summers, to bring about a peaceful coexistence between mutants and humanity. They are later joined by Bobby Drake, Iceman, as well as Wolverine, who is hired by Magneto to kill Charles Xavier. These mutants are said to be the most powerful. As the issues progress, they become a real team, but however, no one seems to dispute each other. They're all very accepting of one another, which I personally find very strange, because when you meet people, you don't automatically agree with them. Like you may get on well, but you still have that distance about you. I don't think in the first mission they'd just click as well as they did. It's interesting that it's Magneto who finds Wolverine rather than Xavier. In the 616 universe, Xavier found Wolverine, and he began to believe in Xavier's dream. The Ultimate version believes in it too. The Ultimate version believes in it too quickly. I'd have liked a character arc explaining that. And basically what I mean by that is Wolverine in this series was found by Magneto, and obviously Magneto's plan far differs from Xavier's, and I would have liked to have seen that Wolverine sort of believes in a little bit in Magneto, but learns to believe in Xavier's dream. I'd have at least have liked a character arc explaining why Wolverine believed in Charles Xavier's dream before the second arc, at least. Magneto is a lot more darker than his 616 counterpart. He cares more about ruling humanity than his own kind. He's characterized as a tyrant and regards humanity and those he deems inferior as beneath him, such as his son. He doesn't respect Xavier at all, unlike his 616 counterpart. However, his disregard for his kids is very 616. The Jean Grey and Wolverine relationship was a little forced. It was there to create tension between Cyclops and Wolverine, because that's what happened in the film when there were none. Like, there is no romantic tension between Jean and Wolverine before they hook up. It also led to Cyclops leaving the team temporarily, which just weakened the character's credibility, and he didn't go through a true character arc because of it. It says that Cyclops left because Beast got hurt on a mission that he never wanted to go on. However, the truth is, he left because Jean kissed Wolverine, which she had every right to do. This arc is a good introduction to the Ultimate Universe. You have to read Tomorrow's People to get where Mark Miller is trying to get towards. I think the Tomorrow's People is a really good read if you're looking for something different and something more fun. The second arc in the Ultimate X-Men is called Return to Weapon X, and it's basically the X-Men 2 in the movie. John Wraith is introduced in the previous arc, and he returns in this arc at the height of the X-Men's peaceful negotiation with the President. This centers on the X-Men as opposed to Wolverine, as they relive what he went through, which is really, really good, because it becomes less about it becomes less of a Wolverine-centric story and more an X-Men story. The book also expands on the Ultimate Universe, and it introduces Nick Fury, who is an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. rather than the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And also there's a quick mention of the Super Soldier program as well. It's revealed that Nick Fury was saved by Wolverine, which introduces him to the X-Men universe properly. So we are given a good reason why Nick Fury should be in the X-Men universe and not in the other Marvel lineup. I like the politics going on behind the scenes with Weapon X and S.H.I.E.L.D. Wraith's way of dealing with mutants is to either control or execute them, similar to William Stryker in X-Men 2. He believes in his cause and is Xavier's worst nightmare come to life. In contrast, Magneto's cause to take over mutants is the reason why Wraith is part of Weapon X, and it's a never-ending cycle. Wraith believes the Sentinels were a knee-jerk response, and that the Weapon X program is the answer. However, Xavier's change threatens Reight's cause. Unlike his 616 counterpart, Professor X's cause is achievable. This is because this Xavier is willing to do amoral things. He wipes Iceman's mind about a girlfriend that he meets, and nearly kills Magneto to reach his goals as part of his plan. The problem is how he does not know is how did he know Magneto was going to survive? Because in the previous arc, Magneto basically destroys, is basically entombed within the Sentinels. How did How did Xavier know that was going to work? You know, he nearly kills his former best friend, and he didn't really actually know if it was going to work or not. This comic is good, but does have issues. But it's good if you're looking to get into comics at the Ultimate Universe, or simply looking for a book. Weapon X is again, as I mentioned, is the X-Men basically have to try and stop Nick Fury from falling into the wrong hands, as well as stopping a big mutant genome thing that will destroy unleash a virus. And the X-Men are forced to do amoral things. And they literally become weapons of Weapon X's making. And nearly every single X-Men wants to kill John Reeve. And it's only Jean Grey who really stands up to John Reeve and actually refuses to kill. And even though she has to do an amoral thing, she is horror-stricken at having to do that. And she actually refuses to help John Reeve. And I did really, really appreciate that. That we have a girl who is willing to do anything to fight for Xavier's dream. Even her friends. And yeah, this comic is just the X-Men. My voice today. The Ultimate X-Men is just a really, really great start if you're going to get into the Ultimate Universe. It is a very, very different universe, and it differs a lot from the 616 universe. But if you are looking for something different, then pick up Ultimate X-Men, because it's very, very rewarding at the end of the day, and I think you get a lot out of this comic. Anyway, that's me done, and I shall see you all later. Bye.